the film look, that term is so overused and it's really a buzzword just all over the internet and Twitter. Everyone's looking at how to get the film look. One of the recent developments has been large sensor cameras. Obviously that's going to give you a lot closer to cinematic look because we have the Super 35 and full frame cameras, which are a lot closer to that Super 35 Panasonic kind of a look. There is something that I think people are missing when they're thinking about the film look, and it's not anything to do with just the camera or the lens, but it's actually supporting the sensor. So I want you guys to think about this concept of supporting the sensor. And if we look back at DSLRs, they don't have any way to really support the sensor in and of themselves. You know, older cameras and a lot of even modern cameras have built-in stabilization and their ergonomics. Everything's built for video. These aren't. So if you pick up a DSLR and just try to film with the DSLR and a lens, it's really shaky, it's got this light twitchy feeling, and it just looks like a pretty home video if you ask me. So something that's really missing, and I don't think a lot of people think about it, is actually supporting the sensor. And it's funny because I remember when I was first buying my DSLR for video years and years ago when the 70 first came out, I was talking to my dad and he said, you know, make sure you have a way to support your sensor because this isn't, you know, a Sony Handycam or whatever. And he made a great point because these are so different. I mean, a lot of you probably picked up your DSLR and you're probably infatuated with the shallow depth of field, but you did notice how twitchy and, you know, messy the image was handheld, and you got that, you know, rolling shutter and all that stuff. And I think this is one of the elements that a lot of people miss, is supporting your sensor, whether that be with a lens that has image stabilization. That'll give you a little better of support when it comes to your sensor. But the biggest one is your rig. If you look out at Hollywood, go to any film set, and if you look at their rig for handheld, it's pretty big. And not only is there function for all that weight, but at the heart of it is supporting the sensor. So if you look at something like this, it looks heavy and obnoxious, and it is heavy, but if I go out and do handheld with this, I'm gonna get some gorgeous weighted, stabilized video because I have all this weight. Without this, it's just back to shaky video. And all this weight isn't just dumb weight. Everything here serves a purpose. We have a battery pack on the back, which adds a lot of weight, but that lets me film for over a day. I have a matte box here, which is going to let me do some amazing filtration. And then I have a monitor here, which is going to give me a lot of flexibility. And of course, we have the 15mm rod setup, which is going to allow me to attach all these accessories together. And then at the heart of it, I have a nice sturdy cage, which is going to give me the top handle and really allow me to move and hold the camera. So all that stuff comes together and you get this gorgeous image. So if you take a look at some of these shots, these are all comparisons between just handheld with a lens and your camera body only, and then something like this, which has all this stuff put together and is going to give you that look. So think about that. When you're buying a DSLR, you're going to need more stuff to really stabilize your lens and get that cinematic look, whether that be a tripod with a really nice fluid head and or a stabilized lens, and then also consider your rig. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. Think about, you know, a cage, get some extra batteries and such, and that's really going to help you support your sensor.